All right, what's up, guys? We have Jake Van Orden over here from South Jordan, Utah, right? Right?
Yes,
You're
sir.
over there
Yeah,
right
South
now.
Jordan.
Let's
Yep.
go. The one and only, the founder of Window Cleaning Nation and Salt Lake Window Cleaning, right?
Yeah, Salt Lake City window cleaning. Yep.
Let's go, man. Awesome, awesome. So, well, first of all, how tell us a little bit about how you got started in this industry, man, window cleaning. How did everything start for you?
So, out of high school, I started doing electrical work, and I was doing a 4-year apprenticeship for electrical work. And in my second year of doing electrical work, got laid off a couple times. Then you get brought back, and it was kind of a cycle. And so
Hmm.
when there was work, we were working, 60-hour weeks. But then when there wasn't work, you could go 6 months without working. And
Yeah.
I had a buddy that his sister and brother-in-law owned a window cleaning company, and I was just going to go do it for a summer. And that was almost 27 years ago now. So time flies, and made the decision to just stick with window cleaning because I enjoyed it. And so yeah, that's kind of how I got started in the business there. So not your normal start of things. So
Yeah, sometimes in life, the way you get into things is just life puts it in front of you, and you suddenly end up in things you hadn't planned for sure. Yeah, because right now window cleaning is something it's pretty trending with TikTok and all the videos and everything, but you're one of the OG ones in the space.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Nice, nice. Yeah,
been around
go
here
ahead.
for a bit, but yeah, yeah. I mean, all the TikTok stuff and that is it's cool, videos and seeing people do different things, but it's put an unrealistic um, kind of a tag on window cleaning where people think that they can just go and knock some doors, and their first year they're going to be out there doing $1 million in sales, and it's just not true. It doesn't work that way. So, but I mean, if somebody on TikTok says it works, then you have thousands of teens that are trying to get into the business. So, good and bad things about the whole TikTok movement.
Oh, well, what do you think about that?
Um, I think that they give unrealistic expectations to people. I mean, there's about one out of every probably 1,000 window cleaners out there that are going
Hmm.
to build a business that ever has more than 5 employees ever. It's just
Hmm.
not going to happen. It takes a special kind of person to get to that level, and
Yeah.
have you know 5 to 10 trucks on the road and doing $1 million in sales. It's not going to be something that everybody can do. Um, and I think that side of the business is more the marketing and development
Hmm.
side, where that's become much more important than the actual window cleaning, where
Right.
you get people that their companies are terrible at cleaning windows, but
Yeah.
they're awesome at getting their face and name in front of everyone. So they get a ton of work based on that model, um, but their quality of work doesn't seem to be there, and they don't
Hmm.
really care about the quality of work as long as they can consistently get new phone calls. So
Yeah. Yeah, because obviously the videos and the TikToks making it look so easy. It's just like, yeah, start the window cleaning business, start making a bunch of money, make videos. It's that easy, but obviously social media always makes everything seem easier than it actually is for sure. But at the end of the day, it's like everything. Like it's well, everything that has a easy barrier to entry, small barrier to entry, is always going to attract a lot of people. But at the end, only the people who are actually professionals and committed to doing actually something long term are the ones who are gonna end up winning. So it's just part of the game. It's just part of the social media where everything that's like easy to entry is always going to have a bunch of people coming in.
Oh, for sure. And I think, there's no test of time yet on those types of businesses yet. All those guys have 5 or less years of experience because
Yeah.
they all started because of COVID and during COVID and seeing videos and seeing what they can do. And so there's no test of time yet if these companies that blow up this fast
Hmm.
and you know their social media following and all that's big, can they last 10 years? Can they last 15 years? Can they last 20 years? Or are they
Yeah.
going to be a company that comes in, grows huge, they sell the company, and then the company folds within a year or two of the new ownership? Because
Yeah.
that's what we see a lot in this business is somebody will build something up fast and then they'll sell it because they want to make money on it, and then it just doesn't carry over that way, and it falls apart really, really quick because it's not the quality of work that's getting you new clients. It's
Marketing.
the savviness when it comes to social media and videos and getting as many views on your company as possible. And
Yeah.
that's where kind of the new wave of customers is coming from too. Because I mean, you have people that are in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s that are buying houses now,
Yeah.
and they want work done on their houses too, but they're not finding you the same way that the older generation that's in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they're
Yeah.
not they're not getting the same, they're not coming in and finding you the same ways. They're not googling you, they're not
Hmm.
picking up one of your mailers and looking at it. They're not doing it that way. They're all their services that they find, from people mowing their lawns to picking up dog crap in their yard to window cleaning to pressure washing to house washing, is all coming from social media. They're
Hmm.
they're not going out and searching for services, but when they see a service through one of those avenues, that's when they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
These guys are
Because it looks cool.
these guys are putting out cool videos, so
Yeah.
I like them because that's where my attention span is. My 30-second attention span is all on social media, and so it's working really, really well,
Yeah.
um, to attract those types of new customers. So
Yeah, no, for sure, and it works really well. I was seeing this guy who mows lawns, and I forgot the name of his page, but he's like super famous and viral. And he basically saw a video where he did like a GoFundMe for a lady that needed like some help, and people weren't commenting that they wanted to help her, and he raised like almost $1 million, like of couple videos, and that's number one. Number one, that's really cool for the lady because she was like she needed the help. She didn't ask, but people wanted to help, which is something good. But it shows like the how powerful and the amount of reach super short videos can have if you do it consistently. So yeah, it's definitely a different time. Like younger people are attracted to that, older people are more old school. That's normal. And I'm talking like specifically about your business, since you're one of the OGs, and I'm sure a lot of people like want to learn from guys like you who have been in the trenches for years now, who aren't just starting a couple of years ago. Like, well, to give a little bit of context, like whatever you want to share or not, like that's cool. But like, how big's your business? How many people you have on your company, or how does your business work right now?
yeah, I mean we're still a small company, and I keep it that way. But I have guys that know what they're doing. We're not sending out teenagers to people's houses.
Yeah.
We don't do like a 1 week training program and then send people out like everybody's doing now. That's just not
Hmm.
how we work. So I usually have 2 to 3 guys and myself out there doing things. But I mean, when you have guys that have been doing this 25, 30 years, they know what they're doing. They know the physical aspects of it. They know, how to get the best results.
Yeah.
Um, you don't need as many guys. A lot of these companies they need 10 guys because those 10 guys, none of them are good. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
you have 10 guys that aren't good at what they're doing. They're slow. They have to go back and fix mistakes all the time. And your company looks a lot cooler when you've got 10 trucks running around. But most companies don't need that if you
Hmm.
have a good basis and you have good um, employees and stuff. I mean, me
Yeah.
and my current crew, we have over 100 years of experience between us.
Hmm.
So we're not we're not a startup. We're not going out there and doing just quick, fast work and trying to get more and more and more new customers. Our goal is to keep customers long term and have to do
Hmm.
less and less advertising. We don't want to do more and more and more advertising just to get new customers because you're not retaining the customers that you already have. And
Right.
that's kind of how we see things going right now is you have all these people that, they're
Oh, you're muted. Yeah.
parents that have some money and stuff. And so they'll back them up and they'll throw 20, $30,000 on an advertising campaign and really
Yeah.
push on Facebook and Instagram and on for getting the name out there for the service. But then they'll also have a TikTok page where they connect it to all their um, Facebook and Instagram and to their web page, which brings them in a lot more views, which blows them up really, really fast. But
Hmm.
take some money and know how to get going and do it that route. But we're not in the route of just spend and try to get new customers. We just want the best customers and we want to keep them forever.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't want our customers going anywhere else, and we don't want to be looked at as a fly by night company that's just coming in and
Hmm.
ad spend to try to get new customers on board. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be because there's no point in getting a lot of customers if you're just gonna churn all the customers in a couple of months. That's doesn't make any sense, and you're not gonna retain them. So, like, how did you get started? How did you start marketing your business when you started? Like, how did you get those first initial 10 customers?
well, I kind of got lucky to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
So when I first started the company in 2007, um, internet marketing for anything was
yeah.
barely getting off the ground.
It's
So
the Wild West.
it was so small, and there really wasn't search engine optimization companies at that point in time either,
Yeah.
and none of the social media was cool yet. MySpace was the
Hmm.
biggest time by far,
Hmm.
and nobody was advertising their business on MySpace.
Yeah.
The only thing MySpace had was like bands. That was like the cool place to go find new bands. But
Hmm.
so we lucked out, and the I don't know if you're super familiar with the Dex Yellow Pages. That
Yeah.
was the phone book.
Yeah.
So we had done a couple runs in the phone book, and the phone book worked well in those days because that's still where the majority of people went to get information from. But
Yeah.
they Dex came up with an online phone book in 2008.
Okay.
So they they sent out a message to all their advertisers, and in each area, so us in window cleaning, they would allow three companies to be in their listings for their digital marketing.
Hmm.
So they they hit us up and they were like, "Hey, we're doing this new thing, and it's $150 a month, and we'll keep you at the very, very top of our page for
Hmm.
where you rotate with two other companies, but you'll be in the top three there at all times to where people can see you guys first. Are you interested in doing that?" So I jumped on it and
Right.
did that, and also with it, they did all the back end stuff. They, sent the stuff that you could add to your website to link everything there.
Hmm.
And then so they were like the first people to do this. Like before Google was doing it, before Yelp was doing it, even before Angie's List and places like that were doing it. They
Yeah.
capitalized on this early, but so this new run of digital marketing just helped us really start fast because, like I said, there was only
Yeah.
three people that were listed um, there, and nobody else was doing um,
Hmm.
internet marketing at the time. And so we would get all the calls, and it was
Yeah.
commercial and residential, and it was pretty funny because the other two companies that were doing it, we would just kind of laugh about it because we would always show up to the same commercial jobs to do the bids because we were the
Yeah.
only three on there. So they would call all three companies to do the bid because that's what most commercial buildings do is they call at least three guys out to do it. And we just thought that was hilarious that we would get all these calls to um, go out and do it, and we were the only three. So that's kind of how we took off right out the gates. Is um, is doing it that way, yeah. And then flyers, we still to this day we still do door hanger flyers, and
Hmm.
if you put in the time and the legwork to do it, it's still our most successful way of advertising.
Wow.
Cheapest way and getting to the most people, it's still our most efficient. It's not the
Nice.
fun it's not the funnest thing to do, and people don't want to do it.
Of
People don't want
course.
to go and put out 500 flyers a day, but if you put out 500 flyers a day, you're probably going to get 10 customers out of it.
Yeah.
If you go and you really get out there and put your name and stuff out there. So that's worked really really well for us as well. Um, and then when Angie's List was still its own company before it switched over to Angie's.
Hmm.
And so I don't know if you're super familiar with Angie's List,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Angie's List, when we got on with them in 2009, um, advertisers didn't have to pay anything to be on there. How Angie's List
Hmm.
made their money is the consumer would pay either $79 or $159 a year for access to the contractors. So that
Hmm.
we didn't have to pay anything to advertise. You, if you wanted to be part of Angie's List, you got to be on there, and you had to maintain um, an A rating. So because
Okay. Yeah.
they didn't do 5 stars. They do stars now, but it was an A rating is
Yeah.
what you had to maintain then to be able to advertise. And so with them, and so I mean, we'd always be at the top of that too because we had a bunch of reviews that were coming through Angie's List,
Hmm.
and um, so we'd be at the top of that because it was all review based. Whoever had
Yeah.
whoever had the most reviews would stay at the top. There's no way that you could pay more to be above the other people like you can on Google now and that you can on Yelp and all those other review
Hmm.
sites where you just basically buy the top spot. You couldn't do that with Angie's. It was all whoever had the most reviews was at the top,
Yeah.
and it was unheard of to have more than 100 reviews, and we had over 500
Wow.
on Angie's List. And this is long before people started asking for reviews. Like
Yeah.
Angie's, we never asked anybody to review us on Angie's List. If they were a customer of Angie's List and Angie's List could see that they'd used our services, Angie's List would reach out to them and ask for a review, not us. So it
Okay.
was just like, we didn't have to do anything. We just had to go do the service, do an awesome job, and then we didn't have to beg for reviews. And so it was just simple to do it that way. And it was such a little niche at the time that not very many people knew about. So it worked really well for us. And another thing that Angie's List did when um, like Groupon and Living Social was really popular. It's kind of died
Yeah.
off now.
Yeah.
Um, but they started doing where um, anybody that had over 100 reviews and had an A rating, they would let you start doing deals through Angie's List. So
Mm,
anytime that we would get slow, we would just do like a $29 off,
yeah.
um, and send it out to everybody that's in our local area in Angie's List, and then sell 150 of these things for $29 off, and then Angie's List would take 10% as all. So
Hmm.
if you were selling a $150 deal, Angie's List would take their $15, but you had a guaranteed customer. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like now with all these lead generation sites where you're paying 50, 60, 70, $80 a lead, and you're fighting
Hmm.
against 3 to 5 other companies on leads. So it's a very different world now. Um, but pre Google reviews was my favorite time to do business before Google took over everything. I still to this day wish Google never turned into a review site because
Hmm.
it ruined all the other review sites. It
Yeah.
it decimated them. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah, because Google is Google at the end of the day, but that's crazy. So, yeah, yeah. So you get started when there was nothing. Like initially advertising on the yellow pages, for number one, there was no competition. It was you and two other companies. And there were just three spots at the top. So it was like obviously
right,
you're killing it big time. And then with Angie's, same thing. You were one of the first, so obviously you're getting all the business from there. Yeah, it's crazy how things have changed from before to right now, where there's like so many different ways to do marketing, so much competition, social media, Google reviews, text message, ads, Google, Facebook, and yeah, it's crazy. So you talked about door hangers. Would you say that's been like the best marketing channel? Do you think that's still the best marketing channel up to right now, or at least your preferred one?
it's currently our second best on getting new customers is the door hangers. The EDDM, the Every Door Direct Mail, works
Yeah.
better. It's just
Okay.
obviously more expensive. So, I mean, I was showing a buddy of mine a couple hours ago, kind of what we do on this particular EDDM that we do. So, this little cell, I've already opened it here. So, but this little
Yeah.
cellophane thing here comes in the mail, and all of these um, postcards go in it.
Hmm.
So I've got mine at the front here right now on what we do there. So these postcards go out in this, and there's probably
Okay.
about um, 20, 25 of them in here. And I mean, all sorts of different services
Yeah.
in this pack that comes in the mail that's 20, 25 things. But I mean, it's stamped, it looks nice. It's not like a value pack thing that everybody gets in their mail. So these only go out to homes where the homes are making $150,000 or more per year. So they're not
Okay.
going out, and they only go out to single family homes. They don't go out to condos. They don't go out to apartments. They don't go out to
Hmm.
um, any of those things. They're only going out to single family homes where the household income is 150,000 plus.
Yeah.
So that that's another one for us that works really really well. And doing them in these packs instead of sending them out ourselves, we can be in 80,000 homes in the Salt Lake Valley from um, where our marketing costs for the entire year, where these run for like 6 times
Uh-huh.
and go out to 80,000 homes. Um, the cost of it is pennies compared to, if you're doing this all your own and sending them out, you're looking at, you know, 60 cents per household. And,
Yes, nothing.
and then you have to decide where you want them to send and what zip codes and all that. Where with this company that we use, um, it's going to all those houses. And I think with my agreement with them, because we've been with them for about 7-8 years now, and
Yeah.
they also only allow one window cleaner, one service per industry in there. So
Yeah.
we have that lockdown on our end as the window cleaners in here on this. So that's
Uh-huh.
another kind of a niche that we have. But I mean, I can send out to 80,000 people for, you know, probably 1/30th of the cost of
Yeah.
doing it on your own instead of sending it out in these packs. So that works really, really well for us. Um, and we get new customers that way. But a lot of times, customers that don't answer our email campaigns or text campaigns, they get these in the mail 6 times a year, and they see this in the mail, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we got to
Yeah.
call and we got to call and have our windows cleaned," because that's how they still do things. These people, all the boomer generation,
Hmm.
still likes um, still likes mail. They like stuff
Yeah.
coming in the mail to them. They get excited when they go out and check the mail, where nobody does that nowadays. But some of
Yeah.
the older people, that's really how um, we reach them, because their email campaigning, I think, is kind of dying as well, because
Hmm.
nobody checks their emails on a regular basis, and if they do, it's getting buried by other emails. Text works well. Text marketing
Yeah.
still works really, really well, but yeah. So
Yeah, that's awesome. It's you're doing it the old school way, and it makes sense because the boomer generation, they don't have their brains fried. They don't have their brains fried compared to the newer generations who are scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, and it's a completely different story. And it's also a better market, and you get right in front of the best customers. People make over 50,000 a year, the exact zip codes you want, the exact customers you want.
yep.
There's no other way to do that like with other strategies. So with have you tried other strategies like I don't know like more digital marketing strategies? Like what's been like the worst one for you?
Um, the worst one. What's the
Have you
worst
tried
thing?
like I don't know SEO, Facebook ads, Google ads, stuff like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We've kind of done it all through time, and I've got a good SEO agency that does all of that for me, and it works well. But it's not like it used to be, because in my market, when I first started cleaning windows, like going back to the phone book stuff, there was
Yeah.
eight companies in 1999 that were advertising in the phone book. Eight. Okay.
Now
Now
there's Satan on the front page of Google.
we have, I think when we did the market test, we had like 376 registered window cleaning companies that,
Wow.
and they had to have window cleaning in the name of the company. There's plenty of other companies that do, exterior services where window cleaning isn't in the company name, but
Mm,
376 companies in the Salt Lake Valley that were registered under a name that used window cleaning. And I'd say probably 100 of those or more have Google My Business pages. So you're
yeah.
competing against 99 other companies that are trying to do the same thing that you are,
Yeah.
and they're hiring SEO guys that are good too, but not everybody can be in that top three on Google My Business. And if you can get
Yeah.
into that top three on Google My Business, more power to you. I mean, I want to know how you're doing it. If you're doing it consistently and keeping in that top three, because it's way more difficult than it was 10, 15 years ago to be seen on Google. Um,
Oh yeah.
so the competition
Yeah,
is fierce. So
right. Yeah, for sure. Oh, and it's smart to keep it old school because while everybody's trying to get it to the top of Google and everybody is running ads on Facebook and everything, you're basically flying under the radar with the old school stuff. And I'm sure there's a lot less people doing it that way.
I think
100%.
there, I think
Because
there's less for sure.
it's not sexy to do it the old school way. It's not cool. It's just like the old school way. But it doesn't matter if it's cool or not. It works. It works.
Well, it's reaching certain customers, and I mean, boomers have more money to
Yeah.
spend than any generation in history. I mean, they've got money,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're spending their money. But I mean, you want to market to everyone. You don't want to just market to people that are, you know, 60 and older. That's
Mm-hmm.
you don't want just that base. And for us, I mean, we don't ever want to be like huge and have 10, 15 trucks on the road. That's just not what I want. Because I mean, for me, I want to keep the quality top notch. And every
Mm-hmm.
single every single person that I've talked to that has more than 5 trucks on the road, they have told me it's impossible to quality control the way that they want to. They just have issue after issue after issue on how they're going to quality control because one or two touch ups a month is nothing. When
Yeah.
you have a 2 or 3 man crew,
Yeah.
but if you're um, have 10 guys, and of those 10 guys, each guy is getting 3 callbacks a month. That's 30 jobs you got to go and fix every
Yeah.
single month, and then that just becomes a headache because then you've got to put those jobs down with your other jobs. And even if it's a quick touch up, you're still going to have to drive 15, 20 minutes to get there, get your stuff off the truck, be there for half an hour. So by the time it's all said and done, you're wasting an hour and you're not making any
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah.
So it's one of the or you just tell the customer, no, we're not going to come back and fix it, and then you lose a long time customer.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just part. Yeah. It's a different game for sure.
So
Yeah. 100%, man. And like, see, what would you say? Yeah, for sure. It's like I guess it just depends on what you want to do. Because like the bigger you grow, the harder it is to keep the quality. It's just what it is.
yeah.
Period. And what would you say has been like your biggest challenge? Like the not the challenge, but like I don't know if there's been like one big mistake thinking back that you made. Do you think there's been like one big mistake you made throughout your business that you made early on, or you see a lot of people making?
um I'm trying to think of the biggest for me, like the biggest blunder um that I had. um we did do a Yelp campaign where I thought it would be good because, and this was earlier on with Yelp too, before Google had completely taken over things. Um, and we thought, hey, we've done really well on Angie's, which is a review site.
Yeah,
Yelp obviously reaches a lot more people than Angie's, and you don't have to pay to be a member. Um, and for us, that was probably the biggest like flush money down the toilet um,
really.
thing that we ever did. And then Yelp would just tell us, "Hey, it's because you're not spending enough." I'm like, I'm tier two
Yeah.
out of 5 tiers, so I'm second to the top on spending money already. So if this doesn't get me the customers that we want, what makes you
Hmm.
think that doubling down is going to do any better? So that was probably the biggest mistake that I made is ever doing anything with Yelp. It was just complete
Mm.
flush money down the toilet. And
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that from a lot of people that, got roped into doing Yelp and making
Mm-hmm.
a big mistake that way
Mm-hmm.
and spending a lot of money to get next to no return on it. And with Yelp, they decide what reviews they want people to see, which is another just total horse crap thing that Yelp does. Um,
Right.
they they block reviews all the time and say that they're not verified reviews when you can go and look at them and they've reviewed 30 other things. And they'll block
Mm-hmm.
it and say it's not a verified review. And it's like, that's horse crap. It's definitely a verified review
Yeah.
um, and all is good. So, yeah, I mean, so that to me is, I think Yelp is an evil, terrible company. I think that and I mean, they have that movie that they made, Billion Dollar Bully. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would recommend never, ever, ever in a million years advertising on Yelp.
Yeah, that's good that you tried it from experience because I think it's part of the game. Like at the end of the day, you gotta try different things, especially like if you haven't tried it. Obviously, if like everybody like you're saying like, hey, don't this platform is not good, then like yeah, you already know you don't have to use it. People are already telling you, especially if it's like multiple people. But I think that's a good lesson that you're saying. Like you've tried it all. These ones work best, these ones don't work the best. And I think when you're trying out new things, you cannot be like expecting things. The mind should be like, I'll try it to see what happens. And then like, okay, door hangers are best bang for the buck. Let's double down or triple down on door hangers versus like with a Yelp thing that is like, hey, it's not working, but put more money. It's like if something works, it starts working with a small scale, right? It's
Right,
like if you put 10,000 or 1,000 door hangers, it's gonna work. Like if it doesn't, it won't work if you put 10,000 because strategy doesn't work. But I think it's very important to have that initial mindset of like trying new things without expecting. It's like if it works, it's like a bonus. Like oh shit, this worked. That's awesome. Or if it doesn't work, it's like cool. It's just now we know that doesn't work for us. And
right,
at the end of the day, the only way to know is for you to test it because sometimes you gotta see for yourself that it doesn't work and you want to try it. But yeah, I think the main lesson is don't double down on something that's not working initially because if it's not working initially from a small or a decent size test, then it's not gonna magically work if you do more of
right.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Then you're just flushing even more money down the toilet, man. So yeah.
Yeah, man, for sure. And like, so what would you say like is the biggest game changer for you? Like, would you say that's like quality and doing because you're not like the obviously you're not the type of company who's just like let's grow as fast as possible at whatever expense and let's make this a marketing machine. You're the type of guy who is like let's do the highest quality work so we don't lose any customers. So like would you say it's just like doing the best possible job and keeping customers like the biggest game changer you've had throughout the years for the company?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
I mean, that's what our whole basis is the quality of work, not the quantity of work. So I mean,
hmm
um, and I think that's what people have lost nowadays with the all the teenagers coming into the business is
yeah.
it's not about that. It's about how many customers can I get, how fast can I do it, how fast can I grow, and
hmm
how can I pay people the least possible and make all
hmm
the money for myself. Like all these gurus that are, in the groups and doing all this stuff, um their whole thing is, and I mean they'll brag about how little they pay people, and it's like
hmm
that's not cool. I want anyone that works for me to be able to live on their own, pay all their own bills, and not have to rely on roommates and other things to survive. That's just not the way that I want to run my business. So, I mean, I pay my guys well above industry standard, and but they're happy and they come to work. They do good work. They're dependable. and I don't run through employees
Mm-hmm.
constantly like these other companies do, where you know they have 10 guys, and the next year, two of those guys are left. And then the next year, it's starting all over again with a whole new crew. And then you don't have any continuity with customers either. And
Yeah,
the customers absolutely hate it when there's a new person every single service. They hate it. And
for sure.
that's what people tell us all the time. They're like, we love that if we call and say, I want to schedule, can I schedule with this guy that's come out before? And we're always like, yeah, of course. Same guy's going to come. If you want to request that guy every single time to come, that's who's going to be there on the job, not some random guy that's never been to the job, doesn't know your house, doesn't know your
Mm-hmm.
pet,
Yeah,
doesn't know anything, because they haven't been there every time. But I mean, when we send guys out, they've been to the same house 10, 20, 30 times. They know the people's kids, they know the dogs' names. You know,
mm-hmm.
it's just different when you build a business like that over just um, growth now, and that's it. So,
Yeah, man, for sure. And it's like if somebody's coming to your house, you don't want to. It's relationships. You don't want a new guy you don't know coming each time. Because it just becomes like a random service. There's no relationship. There's no value. Even if the service is perfect, you don't want a new guy cleaning your windows every single job. That's just weird. You don't want a new guy cleaning your car every single time. It's just no, nobody wants that, right? And it's like you
well,
said, like, yeah, go ahead.
and you don't want different quality every time. You don't want one time a guy to come out and do like perfect, meticulous work, and then the next time somebody comes out and it's a different guy, and they're not doing the level of quality that the
Hmm.
last guy did. That's nobody wants that. And that's what's happening with these companies that grow super duper fast is they they can't keep their quality control, and that's where we want people to know that that's our standpoint. We want high quality work over quantity any day,
Hmm.
any day.
100%.
And I mean, I've got good relationships with people all over the world in this business. And, I've talked to people that have 10, 15 guys on their crew, and they'll tell me,
Hmm.
they're like, Jake, I know my company doesn't do the highest quality of work. We're probably not in the
Yeah.
top, we're probably not in the top five, but that's
Uh-huh.
not how I built my business. I built my business to just do a lot of work and
Uh-huh.
keep customers if we can, but we never did it to have the highest quality service. That's never been
Hmm.
our mission. Where that's where my mission started. Is
Hmm.
just doing a high quality service, and me being the heart and soul of the business for the first 3 or 4 years before I brought on any full time guys. So
Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I respect that. And at the end of the day, it's just like know which game you're playing because they're just different games. And like, if you want to play the volume game, I mean, that's fine. You know, you're playing that game. If you want to play the quality game smaller, then that's also great. And it's just different things. And I guess the important thing is know which game you want to play and running with that, because you know what I mean.
yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Cool. So. I guess like well, obviously you're a veteran in the space, but if you had I like a question I like to ask, and a lot of people like wonder is like if you had to start all over again and from zero in a new city, but you still had have the knowledge you have right now, how would you do it?
Honestly,
We
I'd probably have to
in
I'd probably have to jump on this bandwagon of social media, man, to to do everything nowadays, because that's kind of the way that you have to reach people. I mean, the growth the other way is, painstaking, backbreaking now. It's
Mhm.
it's a different thing. And I mean, I get asked this question, 4 or 5 times a year, like you're asking me now, but it's like I can't say because I started in a completely different timeline with completely different ways of advertising against
Yeah.
a much smaller market. I mean, when I first started doing this, hardly anybody got their windows cleaned on their residence. It just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, you had higher end residential that would hire people to come out and do their windows, but there's a reason there was only 8 companies
Hmm.
around because that's all the demand there was. Now the demand for window cleaning is through the roof, but you also have hundreds of competitors now where you used to have
Hmm.
seven, 8 competitors. So
Hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I guess at the end of the day, at the end of the day, like what matters is like no matter how you get the customers, whether it's with videos or social media or ads or door hangers or whatever, it's like do the best job possible and build a relationship so you don't lose them and keep them for years.
yep,
Because
yep,
that's the
that's my
biggest
method.
lesson here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because every method works if you work the method. But the question is, are you going to keep the customer or is it going to be just a one-time job?
Yep. And you run out of one time people,
Yeah.
So but
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. And no, cool, man. And to wrap it up, do you have any specific advice you'd give to people who are starting out in the business since there's so many that you feel like maybe it would be helpful to them?
um yeah. Yeah. I mean, stay stay small and you keep more money. That's one thing, a lot of the people that have bigger companies, their end revenue is the same as people that have 2 or 3 employees and they have 10 because they've got a lot more overhead. So keep it
Hmm.
small, keep it small to keep it all is an old saying um, that we have in the business here. So that's one thing I would tell people is, keep things small, especially as you're starting going. Don't try to grow too fast. Um, don't because when you try to grow too fast, your quality is not going to be there. You're not going to have the right kind of people working for you.
Yeah.
Um, so I would say that, and then I would say you don't need the most expensive tools right out the gate. You don't need the
Okay.
most expensive truck right out the gate. If you've got a vehicle that can get you to the job and you've got enough equipment that you can do the job,
Yeah.
do that first.
Hmm.
You don't need to go and buy a $10,000 water fed pole package your first week in business. You don't have to do that. And chances are you're going to fail and you're going to fail hard if that's um, what you decide to do. So
Yeah, yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's like I was recently talking about the same thing. It's like clients don't care if you come in the newest truck or not, or if you have the latest equipment or not. It's like, are you gonna do a good job, and are you gonna build a good relationship? Because like those are cool. The truck's cool, the equipment's cool, obviously, but it's not gonna be the what determines if you do an amazing job or not, because that's built with experience and how good of a job you want to do it. You know,
exactly. Yep.
it's like the gym. Like you can go out there in the worst clothes and lift all the weights, or you can go in the latest clothes and do a shit workout that's not gonna do anything. It just depends on the mindset and the attitude you have and how much you want to do it, and that's it.
100%. Yeah.
Awesome, Jake. Well, man, I appreciate you being on the podcast, man, and I'm sure this all the information you shared is gonna help a lot of people. And yeah, man, it's been great connecting with you, and keep up the amazing work, man.
Same.
And
Appreciate it.
congrats on the group, man. Soon
Oh, thank you.
16K. I'm sure it's gonna blow up to 20K pretty quick as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping so. So we're the biggest window cleaning group in the world that isn't sponsored um by a supplier. So
That's awesome. Yeah, you're they. How do you say this? You're one of that. You're the only one who hasn't still sold his soul. No, I'm
Nope.
kidding,
And I,
but
I
it's
don't, I
true.
don't, I don't plan on it either. I don't make any money on the page at all. All of it's 100% free. What we do on that page, me and my admins, they don't make anything on it. Even on the, we do the 2K giveaway that we do on the last Thursday of every month, where WCR Window Cleaning Resource has been kind enough to do the 2K giveaway. And people think that we're somehow affiliated with WCR, and we're not. They just offered to do this on our page, and we love them for doing it and helping, people in our group get an awesome $2,000 worth of equipment for free. So it's just a cool thing
Yeah.
that we do. And yeah, we're not making money here. We're not trying to get rich. We're honestly there to help people. Yeah, we're not there to make money or
Yeah.
be the coolest guys on social media. We're just trying to help people and connect people all
Hmm.
over the world. So
That's really cool, man, because like whenever these groups they start like milking them financially or whatever, they lose. Eventually, they end up as a spam groups, and I'm not saying you cannot sell stuff or monetize it, but there has to be like a specific way because the way you have done it is awesome because people like it makes it a real community. It's not like just an this group could ruin just like the rest of it. And to ruin it is pretty easy, and to build it is pretty hard. So that's
right.
awesome, man. Congrats for that.
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome,
So
man. Well, Jake, great having you on, man. And we'll talk soon, man. Appreciate you. Take care, man.
yep, you too. Have a good day.
You
Later
too,
on.
man. See ya. Bye.